What up, what up, what up, what up? This is Mike the Philosopher here with another one, and this is the same saga, y'all. It continues, another lady. And the question is, does black women feel like they owe anything to the community? Um, this is another perspective from another woman. Okay, I really appreciate y'all checking out the series with me. It's fun. It's enlightening. It's good to see Kevin again. I decided to get back into this, but without further ado, let's just go in. Let's see what she have to say.
Question I'm asking, Marlene, is
Hmm.
what do women owe their community?
Okay. I think it's a great question because a lot of times, Kevin, you talk about women need to be submissive, women have to be cooperative, women have to be a helpmate, the women have to do all these things, right? And to
Right?
be quite honest with you, so let me just start off by kind of give you a little bit of my background, okay? I'm originally from the Ivory Coast. I'm West African. I've been in the US since like 1996,
Okay.
okay? And when I lived, so my first language is French. So when I lived back in Africa and living also here in the States, right?
Hmm.
One thing I have noticed, and I'm being very honest and very forthcoming, right, is that I do feel that African American women definitely do a lot for their community. And they have constantly done a lot for their community. And it's true.
One thing, one thing I really noticed. One thing I really noticed is that it is I don't want to say it's baffling to me, but it's just I'm not even sure how this happened. I'm not sure. I can't understand how this happened. But it seems as though African women and African American women, they rock so heavy with each other. I don't even know how it started. I swear to God. I'm not gonna let me reel that one back. But I swear I don't understand. Like women's software is so compatible with other women's software, especially if they are of the same race. African women, she's from the Ivory Coast. Genetically, I don't think Ivory Coast women and African American women are much different. Let's start there. Genetically, we're all from the same same people for the most part, but we raised in different cultures. Well, it doesn't matter. This chick came from Ivory Coast to America, and the software to African American women is plug and freaking play. I don't think that same connection is with African men to African American men. As a matter of fact, it seemed like those softwares are not compatible. The men don't seem to have plug and play software with each other where we talk things out and when I went to Africa, I felt like the women were feeling me. The women were feeling your boy. Okay. I was feeling them. I ain't gonna even front. African women, whoo. Okay. African men, they couldn't stand me. This is just my own anecdotal experience, okay? So take it with a grain of salt, right? But when I went to Africa, African women loved me, African men couldn't stand me. What are you doing here? You here to take our women? I mean, that's my interpretation. Don't knock me. All right, but I'm just messing around. But what I'm saying is, those African brothers, they just wasn't feeling your boy. I don't know what I look. When I went to Africa, they knew by looking at me I was not African. They didn't know exactly where I was from until I spoke. Once I spoke, they knew I was American. Okay. But when they seen me, he is not African. He is not African. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of the African brothers that was there, they was pretty cool. They was pretty nice. I was actually on an African show. I was on African TV when I went to Africa. I did a TV show there. And those dudes, they were pretty cool. But for the most part, I didn't get the warm and fuzzies. Our software wasn't matching up. It just amazes me how African women match up plug and play software with African American women. They automatically take their side in everything. They watch African American women so tough. They start acting like African American women. They lose their own traditions in their own home country. They go straight westernized in their thinking. I've seen it happen, and especially in the younger generations. I have other videos where I see some African women who are just so westernized, you can't even call them African no more. I'm just being real. But I had to get that out. Let's go back in.
That sometimes they can be a bit combative, they can be very defensive, that they cannot smile and all these different things, right? But they've done a lot for their community.
Okay.
And what you constantly, hold on, I'm coming. And what you constantly notice,
Hold on.
including yourself, Kevin.
Hold on. You can't overtalk me now.
I'm not over talking you, Kevin.
Yeah.
When
I'm trying to finish my point.
Well, ma'am, I let you go, but I'm not gonna let you just monologue when you say stuff.
It's not a monologue, Kevin.
Okay, see,
it's
that's not gonna work.
Oh my
Oh, okay.
goodness. See what I'm saying?
So we only talk according to your terms, right? Because
Yeah,
it's important to
it's
let.
my show, and see, this is what's gonna stop. See,
Oh,
Well,
I let you
okay.
have a long time.
I have not seen this before. Completely westernized, this African woman. You hardly even hear the accent, the Ivory Coast accent in her anymore. She want to control the conversation. I've seen other African American chicks who ain't this far left. You can tell she has been totally westernized. And when I was in when I was in Africa, women didn't talk like this. They didn't talk like this to men. They didn't. Now, I was on the East Coast. I was on the east side of Africa, not the west side of Africa. I know the women in the West can be a little, there is no difference between, for the most part, there's little difference between temperament in West African women and African American women because genetically they're the same. The temperament is a bit the same. Culture is different, but the temperament is basically the same. This chick is not, she might as well not even say she's African. She's African American at this point. And she's moving just like that. And she's going by what she learned from her African American sisters and combative already. Look, I ain't gonna even put this on the African American sisters. She coming in trying to run the show. Very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. I'm a bit turned off by that, but let's go back in.
It's not even a long time.
See, gentlemen, we're not okay, ma'am. I'm going to be.
You can't shut up for a second.
Okay?
Damn.
I waited for you to get your microphone. I went through all of that, and I let you talk for over a minute. And
you think that's a long time?
I think it's long for somebody who has really no respect for what's going on here.
If you want
to do something else, ma'am, go do your own show.
I'm not about doing something
this is
else.
how it's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Either you're going to do it my way, or you can go to your platform and do it.
But is it also possible that your way can also be a meme? There's no problem, Kevin. I'm going to answer.
I was hoping she was going to prove me wrong, y'all. I was hoping she was going to prove me wrong. She was going to be like, okay, let's do it this way. Let's do it your way, Kevin. I was hoping for that. Ladies, I'm interested in your opinion about this. What do y'all think? Just put it in the comments. Don't don't wait until the end or anything. Just put it in the comments. I have a feeling this conversation is not going to last very long. Okay? Because she's being very combative for no reason. All she did was told what African American women have done for their community, this, that, and the third. She's so combative, also biased, and being disrespectful. And I'm just interested, do the women see the same thing that the men see? Do you do other women see what I see, or do you see something different? I can understand women feeling like she's riding for black women, and black women is like they rarely will they be like, oh well, yeah, I don't want her to stop riding for me. I think she's being, but do you see how she's doing it? Do you see the disrespect she's doing? Do you see the over talking and gotta have the last word type? Do you see that part of it? If she back you up, if she back up black women, I it is what it is. I'm not tripping off of that so much, but what I'm tripping off of is how she's going about this. It takes away from every point she's trying to make. It takes away from the point she's trying to make. Because now Kevin is paying more attention to how she's talking instead of what she's talking. I'd be interested to know if the ladies see the same thing that I see or the men see. Let's go back in.
My way, and it's my way, and that's the way it's going to be.
And that's
If you
no
can't
problem.
do that, that's okay.
When you say what do women, especially
Because
with the
I
black
asked
women,
you, what do women, you said they've done a lot for their community.
yes.
And I said, what do you mean?
But what do I mean by, okay, so now can I talk?
If you answer my question.
Okay, no problem. I think what they've done, as I look as African American women, I think what they've done is they've stayed behind. I think what they've done is they've been the teachers. They continue to be the teachers. I think what they've done is that they have embraced not just regular education, they have embraced higher education. They have embraced
What do you mean they
postgraduate.
stayed behind?
So, okay, what I mean by they've stayed behind, right? If we start off the notion that the African American community, due to racism, due to segregation, due to Jim Crow, was kind of pretty much.
No, that's not what we're starting. That was that Great Society in 1965. We're living in an integrated society. What?
She really, you see how she roll her eyes when Kevin speaks? She really don't want to hear nothing he has to say. She want to do all of the freaking talking. She is a horrible listener. And she is thinking of rebuttals right now. This woman, every time Kevin opened his mouth, she rolling her eyes because she like, now some might say, oh, well, he interrupted her. Well, it's his show. He get to do that. If it's your show, if your platform, and you coming on my stuff, I have the right to interrupt you. You don't have the right to interrupt me. That's how it works. Okay? And she is so frustrated when Kevin speaks a word. It is bananas to me. Let's go back.
Okay, so when do you want to start?
Okay, man, what do you mean they stayed behind? What are you talking about?
Okay, so give me a time point and I start.
Well, you're the one that said.
But what if I say something? You
okay, ma'am. Well, I'm going, and guess what, ma'am? I'm going to continue to cut you off because it's my.
But then give me a time.
Listen, I'm going to say this one more time.
Yeah, she is combative. She is argumentative. She don't want to have a serious conversation. If Kevin gave her 1,000 chances, y'all seen it. and he gets ridiculed for being disrespectful to women. I would say Kevin have a lot more patience than a lot of people. Okay, he has a lot more patience than a lot of people. He tried to have a civil conversation, and the woman was combative. What do y'all think about this? I mean, he didn't even really get to have the conversation because she was so combative. Give me your comments about her behavior. I'd like to know that. Put that in the comments. Hit the like, share, and subscribe. Okay, I kind of knew this wasn't going to last for very long. I will catch you in the next one, though. Peace.